During sexual intercourse, about 300 million sperm enter the vagina. Soon afterward, millions of them will either flow out of the vagina or die in its acidic environment. However, many survive because of the protective elements provided in the fluid surrounding them. Next, the sperm must pass through the cervix, an opening into the uterus. Usually, it remains tightly closed, but here the cervix is open for a few days while the woman ovulates. The sperm swim through the cervical mucus, which is thinned to a more watery consistency for easier passage. Once inside the cervix, the sperm continues swimming toward the uterus, though millions will die trying to make it through the mucus. Some sperm remain behind, caught in the folds of the cervix, but they may later continue the journey as a backup to the first group. Inside the uterus, muscular uterine contractions assist the sperm on their journey toward the egg. However, resident cells from the woman's immune system, mistaking the sperm for foreign invaders, destroy thousands more. Now, only a few thousand remain. Inside the fallopian tube, tiny cilia push the egg toward the uterus. To continue, the sperm must surge against this motion to reach the egg. Some sperm get trapped in the cilia and die. During this part of the journey, chemicals in the reproductive tract cause the membranes covering the heads of the sperm to change. As a result, the sperm become hyperactive, swimming harder and faster toward their destination. The sperm must push through this layer to reach the outer layer of the egg, the zona pellucida. When sperm reach the zona pellucida, they attach to specialized sperm receptors on the surface, which triggers their acrosomes to release digestive enzymes, enabling the sperm to burrow into the layer. Inside the zona pellucida is a narrow, fluid-filled space just outside the egg cell membrane. The first sperm to make contact will fertilize the egg. After a perilous journey and against incredible odds, a single sperm attaches to the egg cell membrane. Within a few minutes, their outer membranes fuse and the egg pulls the sperm inside. This event causes changes in the egg membrane that prevent other sperm from attaching to it. Next, the egg releases chemicals that push other sperm away from the egg and create an impenetrable fertilization membrane. As the reaction spreads outward, the zona pellucida hardens, trapping any sperm unlucky enough to be caught inside. Outside the egg, sperm are no longer able to attach to the zona pellucida. Meanwhile, inside the egg, the tightly packed male genetic material spreads out. A new membrane forms around the genetic material, creating the male pronucleus. Inside, the genetic material reforms into 23 chromosomes. The female genetic material, awakened by the fusion of the sperm with the egg, finishes dividing, resulting in the female pronucleus, which also contains 23 chromosomes. As the male and female pronuclei form, spiderweb-like threads, called microtubules, pull them toward each other. The two sets of chromosomes join together, completing the process of fertilization. At this moment, a unique genetic code arises, instantly determining gender, hair color, eye color, and hundreds of other characteristics. This new single cell, the zygote, is the beginning of a new human being.
Pregnancy usually lasts about 9 months or 40 weeks and is divided into trimesters. The first trimester is from week 1 until week 12. The second trimester is between weeks 13 and 26, and the third trimester is from week 27 until birth. If you become pregnant, Your womb doesn't shed its lining as it normally does at the end of the menstrual cycle, so your periods temporarily stop. This is because the egg, which has been released from one of the ovaries, has been fertilized by a sperm, and you are in the early weeks of pregnancy. Here we show the ovaries, the fallopian tubes, the womb and the vagina. The fertilized egg has already started to divide in the fallopian tube. It will continue to develop and grow in the womb and is called an embryo at this stage. Here we show the embryo in the womb. By week 9, the embryo has developed and is called a fetus. At this point, most of the organs, including the nervous system and heart, are forming. Here we show the fetus in the womb. By the time you are 12 weeks pregnant, your baby is approximately 6 centimetres or 2.5 inches long. At this stage, your baby's neck is uncurling and the limbs are complete. The eyelids are still fused and the ears are forming. Here we show the baby, the umbilical cord, the placenta and the amniotic fluid. The umbilical cord connects the baby to the placenta. This is how your baby gets nutrients and how waste, such as urine, is removed. In the second trimester, your baby's sex organs develop and other organs mature. The baby swallows amniotic fluid and passes it out through its digestive system. The kidneys start to work and pass small amounts of urine. Your baby can now hear and is covered in fine hair called lanugo. Here we show the baby in the second trimester. You may first feel the baby move in the second trimester of pregnancy. The movements become much more vigorous and obvious as the baby gets bigger and stronger. Braxton Hicks, or practice contractions, are painless tightenings of the womb that may start from around 20 weeks of pregnancy. Your baby's lungs mature throughout the third trimester. The baby makes breathing movements, even though the lungs don't work properly until birth. The baby grows fine hair and fingernails. The eyes open and close, and teeth may start growing under the gums. Your baby's fat stools also increase in preparation for birth. Braxton Hicks contractions become stronger in the third trimester. At the end of your pregnancy, your baby changes position so it is ready for birth.
Take a deep breath in. Hold your breath. Push hard. No, don't ask your back, Esther. Don't ask your back. Put your hip over the doctor.
Very good. You're doing well. Okay. Push like passing motion. You're doing well. Open to give birth. Open to give birth. Open your legs to give birth. Don't squeeze, huh? Don't squeeze the baby. Put your leg properly.
Put inside the now put right into the trunk.
Nice, Allegra. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Push harder.
Wait. Open to give birth. Don't squeeze, huh? Try again. 1, 2, 3. Open your legs to give birth. Don't squeeze the baby. Correct. You're doing well. Again. 1. Put your leg properly.
Pull here. You must
Put your leg properly.
pull and push. Here. You must pull there.
Okay, backside put down first. Put down your backside. Rest your backside. Rest. Try to push. 1, 2, 3. Strong push. Go. Good. Good. Correct. Correct. Yes. Yes. Okay. Again, 1. Wait first. Don't do that. Put down. Okay. Right. Try again, Now you do it. 1, 2, 3. Strong push. Go. Push. Yes. Correct. Open. You give birth. Open. Again. It's coming out already. Again. You're correct. Good. Correct. Okay. You can stop already. Yeah, that. You can stop. Okay. Okay, good. Right. Come here. Okay, well done. Congratulations. Relax
Thank you.
yourself. Nothing to do now. Okay, the boy in there.
Đây đó. Congratulations.
Okay, let's see, baby. Well done.
Đấy, you are baby born. I give you the water later. I want to drink together.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
The baby walk
Okay.
first.